And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie, as we begin Wednesday.
Is that what it is?
It is Wednesday, Juneteenth, which means it's a holiday. Now, I brought this up earlier. There's going to be some places that you go to pull the door that it's not open today.
All federal buildings and businesses are closed. Banks, post office, all that's closed. So, yeah, celebrating Juneteenth today. Last day of slavery in the United States after the Civil War.
So expect that. What was it I wanted to bring up here? He's making headlines, and I thought I still had it open yet. Let me see the date if I can run that. Lori Morgan's going to be making her way to town. I'm looking for
Lori Morgan.
I ain't looking for Gladys. I'm not looking for Mac McAnally, which will probably be the biggest show. There it is.
Really?
Billy Ray is going to make his way to Meridian Friday, January 31st at the beginning of the new year for a show at 7:30.
So is he singing both songs?
But I believe he's going to do two of them there. Billy Ray has made the headlines once again for, he got married again. And if y'all hadn't seen Billy Ray in a while, he's a hippie.
Well, he's rough.
Long hair, and it's not the mullet that we once knew. I'll bring the mullet back, Billy Ray.
Or do something because, look at that.
Y'all want to get a good look at Billy Ray? Here's that new Billy Ray with the wife that left him a note that said, bye. I think it was a little bit more to it than that. I think Billy may have
she
asked
woke
her.
up and saw him and said, no, I'm...
He wants the marriage annulled.
I wonder if he sang Achy Breaky Heart.
My achy breaky. Him and what was her name? Trish? Was that her name? And boy, she'd done some wild things after they divorced. We'll leave it at that. We won't go into that.
Oh, not Trisha Yearwood.
No, a different one. I think his wife was named Trish, best I can remember.
All right. I'll go with...
You'll go with me on that?
Yeah.
But Billy Ray coming to the MSU Riley Center at the beginning of the year. If you're a big Billy Ray fan, could have been me. Of course, his big patriotic song, some gave all.
Yeah.
So we give Billy Ray a credit of actually three hits.
Three songs.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be an encore.
Could have been me was pretty good about the guy, who shows up at the wedding and she's getting married and he's going, well, it could have been me.
Yeah.
He had a few other minor hits, but nothing as big as Achy Breaky ever.
Oh, that made him and broke him.
All at the same time. Dun,
but it made
dun.
Miley.
Do you see who got a DUI?
No.
Ooh, Justin Timberlake.
If I had that kind of money, you think I'd be driving anything?
No, somebody'd be driving me.
You got that right. I'd have me one of them AI cars that took me where I needed to go.
Odie, I'm poor and I want somebody to drive me now. Anywhere we go, Angie, will you drive, please? I don't want to do it.
Well, that's because... Because all you do is run the roads.
That's true. It is just my 33 minutes away from doing that. I don't want to be behind the wheel. A lot of people like it. They don't want others to drive them. That's not one of my faults.
I like to drive.
You do? Yeah. You sit over on the other side going, stop.
Close your eyes if we drive too fast.
Speaking of, I need to bring this up. For those of you who noticed that Odie wasn't here yesterday, I truly felt sorry for Odie because he stood in one spot. I checked on you throughout the day.
You did. You checked. Greg didn't. He never called and said, "Hey, buddy, how you doing?
He just left.
Need anything?" No, I didn't get anything from Greg.
Let me pull this up. This was horrendous. It was somewhere around, what was it, 3:30?
We got called a little after 3:30.
And we showed pictures yesterday. This is portions of it. And I'll pull up some more. This is what was going on after the wreck.
That was the cleanup. So we ended up having about 2,500 gallons of diesel that spilled out, and And now you had to go in and dig all of that dirt, that soil up. So excavated about a foot, maybe a little bit deeper, that entire area down to clean soil. Getting that hauled off, it's got to go to a special dump. And then this morning we'll be back out there about 8:30.
Again?
Again, we'll shut down one more lane. We've got one little area that we've got to get some more dirt picked up, and then we're bringing in fresh dirt to be able to put out, spread out, and then we'll have to put down some washout material and then reseed the area and get it ready to start growing some grass in that area.
And let's just give you a bird's eye view of what really went on there yesterday morning. As Odie couldn't make it in, this is why. As we pull this up, this is the 18-wheeler that came loose from the trailer. Off into the woods it went. This is how it kind of started out early in the morning there. And this is the scene when y'all arrive here. Down in those bushes there, that's the front of the truck, and that's the trailer hauling. How many? 7,500?
7,500 gallons. Two of the containment areas in that tank were busted, and that fuel was leaked out. The other area stood tight, didn't lose any fuel, and so we had to bring in a pump to be able to cut a hole in those tanks, pull that fuel out before we removed that trailer.
And there's a lot to it.
It really is. E3 came in and did the work. Of course, Simmons was able to pick that tank up, but they didn't want to do it with it still full of fuel because it may.
And I'll say this: it's a lot of dedicated folks that make these things happen when traffic is blocked and they're trying to get it cleaned up. And I'm telling you, this was not. I thought it would be a couple of 3-4 hours maybe, but would you get home 10 o'clock last night?
I got home about 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Finally got me something to eat, and it was not long. I took a shower, got in bed, said good night, honey, and
I offered you a donut. You didn't want one.
I know, but let me. So we're standing there. We're already dealing with all of this and traffic and everything else.
Right.
We're down to one lane on a bridge, and my phone rings. I look down. It says Scotty Ray, and I said, "Uh-oh." So I answered. I said, "Hey." And he goes, "You think you got problems now? You got major problems headed your way." And I'm thinking, what's going on now? And he says, "You got a supersized overload trailer barreling down the highway." And I said, okay. He said, "It's taking up both lanes." I said, all right. So I went up, and Eric with Department of Safety and Alan, I told them, I said, "Guys, we've got a supersized load, and it's fixing to top that hill right there barreling." I said, "We need to do something." So as soon as we got our little plan together, and as soon as we started getting our trucks, here he comes. So we started running down the highway to get him to stop. And we were able to stop him, stop all traffic, and then we stopped all southbound traffic and was able to get him to the other side.
Is that how it worked out?
Up and brought him back around and got him back on his way. So it was...
I was curious because there was nowhere to go, and he was wide.
He took up the whole road. That one lady in the escort, she says, "If you'll move those two vehicles, we could get by." I said, "Ma'am, it doesn't matter if I move those two vehicles or not. You're not coming through here with that."
Ain't gonna happen.
It ain't gonna fit.
So that was the bit at the, because I kept referring to that where the wreck was, is where the highway patrolman hide. We all know that. If you're going to Lauderdale, Mississippi, right before Minnebucket Road, is always a highway patrolman at the bottom of that hill spying on you when you come over it. So that's where you ran them through, and they went on the opposite side of the bridge and went back normal. So at least there was a place to go.
And there's a few people that have a good memory of yesterday being in traffic. Because they did not take heed to all of the lights flashing and all of the people that standing out there working on the side of the road. And they decided they were just going to keep going normal speed. They got visited by Mississippi Highway Patrol and was able to take a little memorial slip of paper home with them.
They got an early 4th of July invitation.
They sure did. So remember, I'm telling you, they're not playing. they will. Oh, so you want to drive like it? Well, let me give you something to remember it by.
Each year you go, I remember the time I got something here.
Yeah, look at here.
Invitation to the
amazing.
governor's ball, so to speak.
Yeah, and DOT, they don't ever get talked about, but Mississippi Department of Transportation.
They worked hard yesterday.
Man, in our area, we got some good guys. I'm even going to say Mike Hamilton worked pretty good.
Even him,
yesterday.
huh?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mike.
But him and Timmy and the whole gang, everybody came out and was right there with us.
Now, we've got a lot coming up that we're going to talk about. Something that's never happened. How you get robbed mowing your grass. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We have a tragedy that we've got to talk about. There is a press conference coming later. And also, you have to get all excited every now and then. We got revival coming to Meridian. We're going to talk about that also.
Look at there. You see that?
Where'd you
Jesus
get that?
Saves. I've got a couple of them. We had a group come to church and talk. And they
Good
were
looking hat.
in rehab. And this was a way they made hats and sold it. And it was a way that they funded their rehab.
That's good.
And so I bought 2 or 3 of them.
Well, fantastic.
I like it. Yeah.
Scotty Ray and Odie, we'll be right back. Buckle up. It ain't over yet.
Downtown Meridian is thriving with a fresh look, and now it's getting a new neighbor. Toyota of Meridian is now open under new hometown leadership. We're bringing automotive knowledge and experience home with a focus on improved customer satisfaction and all new pricing. Toyota of Meridian is excited to serve the Queen City and exceed your expectations.
I'm Trinard Rush, and I want to invite you to Toyota Meridian, where hometown pride.
Are you looking for a job that could last a lifetime? Structural Steel is hiring now. With employees that have been there from 20 to 40 years, they're family owned and operated since 1975. Competitive starting wages, a 401k package, and great insurance. Immediate openings on the day shift and night shift. From entry-level helpers, welding and tacking, grinding and fitting. And the list goes on of job openings. Start your future today at Structural Steel. Call 483-5381.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, day beds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
Welcome back. Your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie as Odie investigates birthdays. We'd love to have yours because why? Hyundai of Meridian will give this away to a lucky person here later on before the top of the hour. You could go in the drawing for it. All you got to do is get your name in there. You know, I remember 3-4 years ago, maybe it was 4, maybe it was 5. I lose track of time, but old boy told me that that little sprinkle I got wasn't good enough. And I said, do what? And he said, no, we got to dunk you and hold you under for about 45 minutes. I said, hang on a second.
Do they know you don't like water?
He did. He was gentle with me. Danny Lanier, Dr. Danny Lanier, dunked me. He held me under the water there for a few seconds. He knew I was terrified. He pulled me back up and told me I was going to make it there. But he rebaptized me 4 or 5 years ago, and I do appreciate that. And speaking of that, y'all got the man himself coming to your church to do revival next week, don't you?
We do.
Now, when does it all happen and what time?
This coming Sunday, we'll have Sunday school at 9 and 10 o'clock for worship service.
Now, I failed to say this is Central Baptist, downtown Meridian is where you located for everybody to kind of understand.
2511 C Street.
Now, that would be coming up past SMI, Great Southern National Bank, maybe, and then what's the Children's Museum?
The Children's Museum, yes.
Take a left there.
Right there between the bank and the
Ed Cheney.
edge.
And if you end up on that road that's got the tunnel, you've gone too far. Turn around and come back.
Turn around, come
Well,
back.
it's right there on the corner of that road.
It sure is.
So if you go from the tunnel to the new sheriff's department, they're halfway in between.
Yep.
Good way to put it there, Odie.
Yeah, the old south, some of y'all may remember this South Side Baptist Church.
Well, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The Central now.
See, stick with us, we'll teach you something.
I'm learning there. So what all is going to happen at Revival? Fill me in. Clue me in.
Well, Sunday morning, we'll have, like I said, we'll have a kind of what they call Kim Waters calls it a eat and go.
Yeah.
Grab something to eat, bring to Sunday school class. There'll be a special class. The preacher's going to be Brother Marcus Finch. is our pastor at the point in time, and he'll have a class, and we'll have our youth classes and our regular classes for Sunday school. Then at 10 o'clock, we'll go into service for Brother Daniel Lanier.
That'll be good. It will be. And you got some singing too, don't you?
Cheryl Harrington will be leading our music. We got choir singing special music, so it'll be a good time, I think.
We've invited several other churches to join us for choir if they feel comfortable in coming in and singing. And anybody can come.
Let me ask you this. Is it okay to raise your hand up in the church?
Oh, yeah.
I want to make sure it's
And
okay.
saying amen.
Woo!
Amen.
You got to do that. Again, this is going to be June the 23rd through the 26th. And nightly, it's 6, am I right on that?
6 o'clock every night. So Monday through Wednesday, 6 o'clock, we will have a nursery available.
That's
you
good,
know.
handy.
Yeah, nursery available. You know, our church, we always have somebody's security, so no need to worry about anything. And we are handicap accessible. So we do have an elevator that we can get you up in the sanctuary, and we'll have somebody there that can help you.
What are y'all going to have Mike Kane doing? I've heard his name mentioned a couple times. What's Mike going to be doing during all this?
Whatever Mike wants to do.
There you go.
He'll be him and Byron, Brandy's husband, will be running the sound booth.
They're our sound men. So
And for those of you who don't
everything
know,
going.
Mike, I met Mike many, many moons ago when I was a young man working overnight in radio because Willie gave me 8 tickets in a row from the Mississippi Highway Patrol.
You was doing 55 and 1/2 mile an hour.
That's it. That's Mike. He was on me there. Good fella. It's a lot of great Christians that go to church there, and y'all like to have everybody come out and just celebrate with y'all. Danny Lanier is going to do a fantastic job.
Whew, yeah, he will.
What's it? Does he have a theme? Did he tell y'all what his theme is this week, or is he keeping that a secret until it happens?
keeping it a secret.
Go ahead,
First one,
Danny.
I think it's going to be
Yeah.
a Father's Day for what he told Brother Marcus. So that'll be
Oh,
interesting.
well, again,
See, that way you have to come out and find out.
Well, yeah, we got to be there.
That's
so
right,
we
you
can
gotta be
hear
there to know it.
Yeah.
yeah, not bad at all. Again, anything that we're leaving out that we need to pass along about this?
There will be meals after each service for the people that come to church, and like I said, there'll be breakfast Sunday morning. So you can come and live a good sermon and praise the Lord and go home full.
Again, give me that location as we tell everybody how to get to your church.
Okay, our address is 2511 C Street, and it will be 6 o'clock every evening, and it's 9 o'clock Sunday school on Sunday, 10 o'clock morning worship, and then 6 o'clock every evening.
All right, well, we're going to head them out to see you, and it will be fantastic. And we'll post the address and all this again where everybody can keep
That would be
track.
great. We would love to have as many people as we can. We'd love to see
y'all.
the church packed.
A day to be in the house of the Lord.
That's right.
Yes, it is. Thank y'all so much for coming out and talking to us about this.
Thank y'all for
Always
having us.
good to learn a little bit there about the Lord, and it's going to be great there.
Yeah.
Central Baptist. See you
Man.
next week, Monday through Wednesday night, 6 o'clock sharp there. Might even get a meal out of that, Odie.
A meal before church, so you get nourishment for your body. Then you go hear a good word, you get nourishment for your soul. I tell you, that right there will fill you up both mentally and physically.
Now, Ruby says
that is
meal
awesome.
before church, y'all. Y'all
Yeah.
be prepared for that. It'll be good. We'll be right back. We're going to get into a few things that went on. We'll talk about the hard stuff first. That's coming up.
And I tell you that right there, guys, that's where this revival is. We need Jesus back in our lives of what's going on in our communities.
We'll do that next. Scotty Ray and Odie.
I'm Alan Hunt at Meridian Cycles, and let me tell you about some of the great deals we have this month. We have up to $3,000 rebates on side-by-sides. We have up to $1,000 rebates on four-wheelers, as well as 0% interest. Come see us at 80 Highway 19 North right here in Meridian, or give us a call at 601-485-8700. Ask for Alan or Mike Boswell. We'll be glad to help you. Come see us.
Advanced Auto Glass by Joey can handle all your windshield repair and replacement needs. Service work is guaranteed and covered by warranty. Our technicians are professional, auto glass trained, and have over 100 years of combined experience. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey utilizes in-house calibrations for vehicle safety systems. Most insurances are accepted, and reliable mobile service is available in surrounding areas. Keep cars cool and secure with custom tinting, side mirror replacement, and AquaPal windshield wipers. There's one clear choice in auto glass repair. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
Battery power made by steel. Right now, save $50 on select AK system battery tool sets. Real STIHL. Find yours.
Welcome back. Your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie. As we mentioned, and I don't want to say too much on this because we have a press conference coming up on this sometime today from the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department. We will carry it live so that you will know what's going on. I first started getting calls last night of something's going on out in Bowling Long Creek area. And the calls got increasingly more. And then at that point, I called Ward and I said, Ward, is there an issue that I need to know about out there that the people need to know about? And he sent me back a text. And as we pull this up, we'll read exactly what he said. And then at 7:55 last night, 911 was contacted concerning a disturbance at a residence in the 2600 block of Bowling Long Creek Road. Deputies arrived, Metro arrived with an ambulance as it was requested. They were working a death investigation, and he said that they would provide additional information later. What I will say on this, and again, I'm not going to say too much before the press conference, but this does involve a child. We will say that. We need a lot of prayer on this subject, and Odie, it's just heartbreaking, and
it is.
And a lot of you probably know from the community of what's going on, but again, we're going to wait before we say too much, and we want to get the actual facts from the Sheriff's Department of what they've uncovered, what they know at this point. Is this more than just an investigation? Is there charges coming? We will find that out coming up this afternoon or early morning when we hear from Sheriff Ward Calhoun.
We definitely need prayers to come back. Prayers for this entire family.
Oh,
It's something that just tears your heart apart, and just ask comfort.
It is truly, when I tell you, it is truly hard to even talk about. It is. It upsets me that much.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say about it right now, but we will have more information on this coming later this afternoon as the Sheriff's Department will release some statements on it. Again, we want them to release this. We don't want to get ahead of the cart. We want to have the actual facts, and then we will go from there as we get that. So that's in the plans there.
To get a little bit something to liven it up better, Bob brought this up.
What did he say?
And I'm praying for you, Bob, to come in second. But Bob says he is a potential millionaire until 10:01 p.m.
What's happening then?
That's after they draw the numbers.
Oh. It feels good that you're still in the race.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pulling for you for second place. I've got a number in there, you know.
I didn't get a ticket, so I'm definitely not going to win this time.
Well, you still got till about 8 o'clock tonight.
So you can buy the day
of.
Yeah. Odie knows these things. I guess there's always that miniature chance that you could win something. Minute, is that the word for it?
Well, so here's the thing. Is it guaranteed that you will not win? There's a chance, right?
If you don't buy.
If you buy, it's still. But if you don't buy, it's 100% guaranteed you will not win that.
And think of the good things that you could do for it if you won. There's always that question of what would you do if you were to win, and it's nice to, for a moment, pause and think of the good things you could do.
Oh, look, if we're not daydreaming about something, you know, we've got to have something to look forward to.
Odie told me he would buy Greg a birthday cake today if he were to win the lottery.
Yeah, I mean, we won't celebrate till tomorrow. Of course, I'll go get a day-old cake, too.
It is Greg's birthday today, is it not?
He's on our list.
How old is he? Does he tell? Is it coming out?
Oh, we're going to tell. He's 54.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's not going to hide. I know he looks older.
I heard Randy Harrison was over singing happy birthday to him earlier this morning at the biscuit shop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to bring that up. Mm-hmm.
45th Avenue is where you would find Kevin Boyd yesterday. Who's Kevin Boyd? Oh, Meridian Police. Here they go. Here we are, right there. Had a little fender bender there. Nothing major. 2 cars got some damage there, and That's one of the worst things. Keep that in mind when you see all that in the road.
Oh, yeah.
That'll bust a tire, and they're trying to get all that out of the road before the wrecker gets there, get it swept up. They did get the cars out of the roadway, but that stuff right there will puncture a tire.
Yes, it will.
And who wants to replace a tire if it's not necessary?
Well, them things ain't cheap no more.
No, sir. That it kind of went up with the oil and the gas, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Now, I don't know how to say this other than because I didn't believe it at first. I admit that I hung around a moment there as I took this in that there had been a robbery yesterday. Most of the time when something like this is told that there's more to the story, and it really isn't what it is. When I heard that someone had got robbed while mowing grass, I thought, well, it's their third cousin that's mad at them, and this will be worked out in just a minute, and they'll find out there's really nothing to it. Then I got another call that said, I think you need to be down here. So I drove on down, and sure enough, robbery while mowing grass. I think the big thing was the person that was robbing was going to take the ride more, is what I think.
Getaway vehicle.
The intention. What the robber did not expect was to get whooped by the grass mower.
That's what I'm talking about.
And that's what occurred yesterday. As we take a little bit, this is a little picture that we took of the situation yesterday. Only in Meridian, Mississippi, can you be mowing grass and somebody be brave enough to come try to rob you.
And use your Ryan lawnmower as a getaway car.
Yeah. Now, what was taken, we know for sure, was a cell phone. He did get the cell phone. And I guess when the cell phone was handed over is probably about when the licks started coming up. You ain't getting away with it.
He was preoccupied on that telemo call.
That's right. Now, I also spoke to a young lady that said she was in her house minding her own business, and the next thing you know, this fool come running through her house. And that would be about when old Rover there was in hot pursuit of woof, woof. He comes out the other side of the house, and guess who's waiting?
The old pooch.
Yep, he got arrested. And he's been, I think, going to be in Clark County here in just a little bit down there at the Marriott.
Oh, so he's going to get a
yes,
good
sir.
lunch.
That's what happened there.
Man.
So with all this being said, and I mean this, I have never thought about because when you're mowing grass or weed eating, you can't hear, you can't see. This adds a whole new level, Odie, of protection. I mean, is it a point where you got to have somebody stand in the yard while you mow grass to make sure nobody sneaks up on you?
Got to have an armed guard.
Yeah, and of course, always, have an equalizer with you in any situation there.
Bob is just snappy. He's just sharp as a tack.
What's he on sharp on this morning?
Yeah, he said, man robbed while distributing grass.
He was distributing grass. Good way to put it there.
But maybe that'll be some change in Meridian coming. Look at this.
There's a lot of comments about it.
It's still, a year out from our election, but do I see a re-elect Percy Bland sign hanging on the house?
Somebody in the neighborhood had that already up.
Maybe that's something that's
what was that old song?
We're going to see.
What was that song I heard one time? Change is coming. I can't sing, but y'all get the gist of it.
So somebody's already prepared. I don't know if they know something we don't or what.
I can't get an answer on that. I've asked. But fortunately, no one other than the robber was hurt during this. And I say hurt. He got a pretty good whooping there. I've got a live video on this of where I ended up at 16th Street off of 10th Avenue, 16th Street. You could see Wesley House. That's where the robber would ditch his backpack so he could make faster moves to get away as the old dog come into play there. And a cell phone was recovered there, and they arrested him down the street at 12th, a couple blocks away. But
wow.
I can't brag on police enough on this because they were Johnny on the spot yesterday afternoon and caught this guy.
We have some great police. They work their butts off every single day.
You never worked for Van Mack, did you?
No.
He wouldn't let you say that. Van Mack would have took you
What,
in.
butt?
Yeah, you don't say that. Van Mack's where. Van Mack,
So you can't say neither, huh?
None of that. Well, I'm talking about when I first started in radio, Van Mack trained me, and Van had very specific. This is what you do. This is how you do it. And then he would take you into that little room and play back what you made a mistake of. Do you hear that? Tell me why you said that. I don't know why I said it.
Well, it just kind of slipped right on out there.
He didn't appreciate that done too much. But that's what happened in Meridian yesterday. And again, where is all this? Just off of 14th Street, and it was right near where you would go to the Wesley House, to update everybody on that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, people come after you, try to mow, but this is just not something that is commonly done here.
No.
As I mentioned that.
No, come on.
So we do have that going on in the community there. We've got a lot happening. We're going back in time. We got a lot more stories that have happened locally. Some bang bangs overnight we'll tell you about. All that's next. Scotty Ray and Odie.
The Preserve at Meridian is the premier senior living community in the Meridian area, offering independent living cottages, assisted living, and maintain their independence and pursue an engaging lifestyle with a robust activities calendar, personalized care programs, wellness activities, restaurant-style dining, and much more. Call or visit us online today at preserveatmeridian.com to schedule your personal tour.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
And welcome back, your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie. Always, when I bring up these names, and I don't know who the guy was, but do you remember years ago on the History Channel, whenever they would do a documentary on the American Revolutionary War, that guy that had that voice, boy, he was good at it. I called him the guy with the history voice. Yeah. And when I think of the name Nathan Green, I can hear that guy saying it, whoever he was. Yeah. Today, in 1786, we would lose Nathan. There he is, Nathan Green. He passed away on today. American Revolutionary War hero is what he was, a major general. That's pretty high up the totem pole there.
Ooh, an American Revolutionary War. Wow, 43. And yeah, that was an older person back in 1786.
People didn't live very long because life was a lot harder than it is now.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of folks that forget history of what we went through to become where we are now.
Forget history. They're taking it all down.
They are.
They don't want nobody to know what history. So, what did you just say?
Yeah, that same thing there. Mm-hmm. It worries me. Statues being taken down, George Washington. These guys, if it hadn't been for them, we would still be under another country's rule. We wouldn't be the free country that we are today.
Nope. We'd have a king and a queen.
We sure would, and it wouldn't be too good. Mm-mm. But there's a lot goes on behind the scenes. Never forget your history. Read up on it as much as you can. We go back to 1897. A boy named Mo was born.
So he's got the same birthday as Greg.
He does.
That might be a reincarnation.
I didn't look at it that way, Odie.
Except for the hair. I mean, Greg ain't got no hair.
Oh, have mercy. Mo. They were really, really good. You know it?
Yes, they were.
Come listen to a story about a man named Jed.
Oh.
Poor mountaineer.
He kept the family fed. Barely kept his family fed.
Well, you might say he was a part of that, and well, he was. In 1914, Lester Flatt was born. And for those of you who don't know who Flatt and Scruggs was, Lester Flatt was part of the duo that did the Beverly Hillbillies theme song. Now, they've done a lot of other famous things, but there's a generation that might not know anything but that. So I point that out. Lester Flatt, a hero when it comes to the big wide world of country music and banjo playing.
Oh, yep. Good old banjo. I like a banjo.
I don't know if you remember the episodes where they actually appeared on the
there was
Hillbilly.
a few, sure was.
They had some smoking hot wives on there. Did you see that?
I don't remember it.
I'm not sure that they were not actresses. I don't think it was a real wife.
Yeah,
I don't think, but I could be wrong.
Don't bring your wife. We've got one for you.
They tend to do that on TV.
Yeah.
1915, this guy was born. You watched it. Green Acres is a place to...
I got something for you to buy.
Yeah, and his voice, Odie, I'm telling you, it drove me up the wall.
Oh, it did me too.
He may have been on Petticoat Junction as well, but Pat Burnham, Mr. Haney, how do you...
Mr. Haney.
That's him. Has a birthday today.
Oh, yeah.
He'd sell anything. And I think
I got something for you to buy today.
Now, we've all heard the story. Yeah. Do you think it actually happened on a rural route in Mississippi, a dirt road, kind of a four-way stop sign, you could say, before the stop sign come along? They called it a crossroad in the day.
Crossroad.
Do you think it happened, Odie?
You know, I don't want to say yes, but I'm not going to say no.
You can't say that it couldn't have happened.
I could see that this could happen.
Well, if you believe in angels, then there's also devil.
You got that right.
Do I believe that angels walk this earth from time to time? I do. So that also tells me that evil walks this earth. Could you summon up something that's evil? I think you could.
Well, I mean, Satan's always looking for people to add to his army.
Now, this was in Dallas, Texas. It all started in Mississippi. In Dallas, Texas, in a little room, there was a studio, and a couple of songs were recorded today. Why am I going about this way? Because it's important. It's Mississippi history. Is it all a myth? I don't know. But at a little road up in the Mississippi Delta, supposedly the devil walked up and made a deal with a guy. They said that he couldn't sing at all. He was horrible. He disappeared for about 6 weeks, came back, and was the most talented man they'd ever met.
Yeah.
Robert Johnson. He made those recordings in Dallas, Texas today. Robert Johnson. If you've ever listened to it, he was good at the blues and what he did.
Yes, he was.
They've even made a movie about it. I think it was called Crossroads. More of a modern version of what went on. Robert
I think
Johnson.
you're right on that. Because if you believe in the Holy Ghost, I believe in the Holy Ghost. And if you believe in the Holy Ghost, there's got to be an evil. There's a good, there's an evil. There's a right, there's a wrong. There's a light, there's a dark. There's everything. There's God, there's Satan. He is real.
And I also, as you get into that, I also do think that, Denzel Washington was in a movie years ago to where the devil would move from person to person. If you brushed it, it would jump in your body.
Yes.
I can't remember the name of it.
I watched that not too long ago.
He was a detective.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do I think the devil can overtake someone from time to time? I do. That was a good show, wasn't it?
It was a good, anything Denzel Washington's in.
But that was early on in his career. And it was all about that cat, how he got away at the end. The devil. You remember that?
It was.
Anyway, somebody remember that movie at some point. Anybody remember watching a guy when he was in Good Graces with America?
Oh, yeah.
The Cosby Show. She was really an attractive woman, had class, without a doubt. And she stood by her friend through it all. And you pronounce that Facilla Rashad? Miss Rashad?
Yep, that's it.
Very classy. And boy, that went into millions of American homes, night after night and rerun after rerun. It wasn't Deja Vu.
No, Deja Vu is where they could see into the future.
Yeah, where he jumped around.
And he went to stop crime right before it happened.
This was where he was a detective in a city, and he was trying to solve these murders that made no sense.
Yeah.
And it was the devil that he was after the whole time.
Yep.
Yeah. It'll come to me in a little bit what it was. I don't hurt anymore, and I can't carry a tune. I'll leave it alone. Same guy that's saying, I've been everywhere, man. As we go back for Hank Snow, 1954 had a number one on this song. 20 weeks. Can you imagine 20 weeks? Man. He was from Canada and showed up here in America, and, well, it worked out good there.
And, they had to sing into a microphone that just came out to a speaker, and your voice better be good.
Because there wasn't no AI
There ain't no
to it.
synthesizing anything going on in that time.
You don't happen to have a leisure suit this color, do you?
Got one kind of close. I let Greg borrow it.
It reminds me of Smokey the Bandit, them blue suits.
You talking about the Enos.
Enos. Big Enos and little Enos.
Big Enos and little Enos.
1954, this young lady was born. She looks nothing like she did back in the days of Romancing the Stone. Anybody remember Kathleen Turner?
Yeah.
She doesn't look like that, and I didn't want to scare you, so I just let your thoughts.
Yeah, she was not pretty. Mm-hmm. Fallen. Angie,
That's
I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, Angie Peacock has solved the mystery. That was the movie. Y'all, if you ever get a chance, go back. Denzel Washington, Fallen. It seems like he had a brother that was not mentally good, and he was having to take care of him.
Might be.
Yeah, what a show that was.
Oh, look who comes in here with the title of a movie. Why not Motorsports Park?
Go ahead.
And then Bobby. Somebody made a deal with the devil, became president, and he's still there.
Why not Motorsports Park? Gets an A also.
Yeah, and so come on in there, Wingnut.
Scary. Cher's scary looking. Yeah, we've been doing that for years, haven't we?
She was always scary.
I met this guy downtown. Carolyn Smith was actually with me the first time I met this guy. He had a cigarette in his mouth at the time, and he was a chain smoker. He would go on to have like 12 heart attacks years later. But golly, when he busted onto the scenes and showed up at the Jimmy Rogers Festival, wasn't nothing like it. He had a different sound. This was when Randy Travis was starting to become somebody, and that traditional sound was coming back. Anybody remember I'd Be Better Off in a Pine Box? Doug Stone, born in 1956 on this date. And
Carolyn Smith, you talk about a gem from Meridian, Mississippi.
Oh, yeah. She hugged me last week.
You got a hug?
I got a hug. I don't know about you.
Well, Miss Carolyn, she's done a lot.
She has.
She has done a
She
lot.
used to go out dancing all the time. I hadn't asked her if she does that anymore.
Oh, I bet she could cut a rug.
Today it all ended. 1956, they were best buds up until today, and after this, they no longer hung out together or made movies together. I don't remember what caused the great divide, but it would be over for the two friends, Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin.
But it happened.
It was over. There's probably people that know more than me. That was a little bit before my time. But back in the day, these guys were Hollywood's greatest. Man, they really did what it was. Odie, if you were to put me and say you get $1 million if you can name one, I couldn't do it. I know that she's a singer, but that's really all I know about it.
Here's the bad part.
Is she not a singer?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But if you give me $1 million, if I could name one, I wouldn't be a millionaire neither. But I know her music, but I can.
Was she not also like a talent on a talent show?
Yeah, she was a judge on one of those shows.
1962, she was born, and again, this is Scotty Ray and Odie who doesn't know what she did.
But I like her music. She is good.
He doesn't know her music, but he likes her music. Okay, confusion.
I can't name her music.
Paula Abdul.
I'll have to go buy a TV because Amy just threw something at the one we had. Yeah, what do you mean you don't know it? She's done sat there and named off 20 of her music. I don't have to name nothing. She can do it for me.
Is that a wig, Odie?
I don't think so.
That hairline look a little... Maybe not, but it's stiff. She's used some Aquanet there.
If she's done that, she looks better than that.
I don't know why anybody would ever go to the movie to watch this. It just looks even boring looking at the thing of it, but it was big in the day. I ain't never watched it, nor will I ever. 1962, it was big there. The Music Man hit theaters there. It was released.
Opposites attract. Yes, Steve comes in, saves the day.
That's a song?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. They may have played it at prom, and I walked out. Missed that whole thing.
There's going to be a press conference. The sheriff's going to have a press conference about Bowling Long Creek Road. So put your little follow on Scotty Ray Report, and when that happens, he'll go live, and you'll be able to hear that. So, yeah.
Let's see. Back in 73 is when this would happen. He leaned over and said, I'm lying here with Linda on my mind, soon to be the one I left behind. Whew, Conway tore it up today.
Yeah, he had some Aquanet because he straightened his curls out.
He did. Conway Twitty. That was one of the best there with Linda on my mind.
Yeah.
Run off with his wife's best friend, I think, is what the moral of that story was.
Oof. Oof.
15 years, and it goes on and on, the great stuff that Conway did. It would be 1976, and this would, they even used this in Breaking Bad.
Yeah, they did.
He was sitting at that stop sign, El Paso City. And then the next song that would come out was El Paso, the second one there, from 30,000 feet above the Badlands of New Mexico. He tried to outrun it, and, well, he didn't make it there. Marty Robbins, and boy, some misspellings up there at the top there. It's going to be okay. Marty Robbins, El Paso City. That was
Sheriff,
good stuff.
He knows what Aquanet is, but he's never had to use it.
No, I've never had to do it. I've been in a room there, and the smell of it would knock you down near a bathroom. I once walked past Marty Stewart.
You didn't light your cigarette in the middle of all that either.
Pulled out. Aquanet. It would hold anything.
Yeah.
Y'all remember the late 80s and 90s? It was big hair and shoulder pads and Aquanet.
Yeah.
Even the men back then were hippies, weren't they?
Well, look, I had big hair.
You were a hippie?
Well, I was a hippie.
Now, anybody that doesn't have a short, I classify as hippie. If you got hair longer than that's hippie to me.
Oh, well, now, yeah, I had hair down to probably
that's hippie.
Right around here.
Odie.
I had a body wave in the top. It was up here.
Wayne's World is what we're talking about.
Perm in the back. And Amy said, yes, we do need a new TV. She's mad. Because I couldn't name nothing, and I can't believe it. I hadn't slept much in 2 days.
Well, that's kind of reason for that there.
Yeah, so, but you had big hair.
I don't remember watching this at all. I remember watching the first one with Lex Luthor, but you watched the second one too?
Oh, yeah.
Was it any good?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was where they were in prison. Them three were in prison. And prison at that time you was trapped inside of a prism. And the prism was in space. You know, I mean.
This may explain why I didn't watch it.
You know. Yeah.
Everybody's wanting a picture of the Odie with the hippie hair.
She has seen the picture. Oh, I had some big. And then I had hair
your
way
sister.
down here.
I bet Charlene's got some she'd share with us.
I had a goatee that was real long.
You scare me, Odie. 1981, this was Sammy Davis and Dean Martin, as a matter of fact.
Oh, I loved it.
It was Don DeLuise.
Yep.
Was Bert in this?
No, I don't think. Yeah, Bert was in this, wasn't he?
Farrah Fawcett? Anybody remember the movie?
It was in there.
Cannonball Run. Do y'all remember that?
Yeah.
It hit movie theaters in 1981. Now, let me be honest with you. Do I think the movie was really any good? No. But it was fast cars racing across America.
Oh, I thought it was as funny as can be. The Sheik.
Dean Martin and Sammy Davis were dressed like priests trying to win the race.
In a Lamborghini.
Yes. It was kind of funny.
And then you had the Chinese guy who had the special car.
Yes.
You know, that went underwater and he tried to come up the shortcut.
And it was all about winning a big prize for getting there first, wasn't it?
Yeah, across America.
And again, it was just so-so. 1993, I met this girl in 1994 was the first time that I met her. I went to Nashville. I went to this party, and Odie, I promise you, it was 30 people there. And she asked me to dance, and I can't dance, but I'd done it anyway because of who she was. So she is now telling people I danced with Scotty Ray one time somewhere today. I feel like it's fair. Patty Loveless, back in 93, had a #1 with Blame It On Your Line, No Good Cheating.
And Cheating Hard.
Something, and it had a big long, and I can't remember the rest. But that's been a long time ago. If My Heart Had Windows was her first song, if y'all remember that, way back in the day.
People just don't realize that you used to hobnob with all these, like this fella coming up here.
Man.
Brooks and Dunn. You was the hobnobber that went around and they called you and you went to the party. They just don't
back
realize.
in the day.
Yeah.
I'm old now.
You know.
They're old. We go back to Write this down. Anybody remember it? 1999 was the year. George Strait. It doesn't get any better than this man. That's why they call him King George. But write this down. Take a little note.
And he doesn't need any money because he turned down $5 million.
He did. And this next time, this was just, when it's time to be honest, you got to be honest. This was awful. I have never, I mean, y'all, this is the worst I've ever heard. How he ever became famous, I don't know. But it is, that it would like, it breaks glass. Like Ella Fitzgerald. It's that bad.
I've never heard of it.
That's all I can remember by him, and I'd have to turn it quick as I could. It was miserable. I mean, they probably made people give up in hostage situations by playing this man's music.
Did you have to play it?
No, I'd never played it. It was before my time. It was bad. This was WMOX Bad AM years ago when Eddie Smith had a little bit of country show
And
back
he
then.
wouldn't play it neither, would he?
Yeah, man, let's just go ahead. Anybody remember this horrible thing, this music? Slim Whitman. He passed away on today. I can't, did I stress enough that music was bad? There's a time to be honest about things.
Oh, well, when the truth has to be told.
I have never watched this TV show. I hear it was incredible by the people that like that mafia-style TV shows.
Yeah,
the Sopranos, is that how you say it? Sopranos?
Yep.
I was close. I might not get into the family saying it that way. 2013, this guy would pass away. Joseph, and I can't say his last name, Jr.
Gandolfini.
He may have been part of the family in real life.
Or he knew somebody who was.
But that was a huge, humongous show.
It was. Carl said, thought about Lyle Lovett. Now, he could sing a little bit, but you had to shut your eyes when he came on TV.
Are you sure he could sing? I mean, Odie, him and what was that girl that was talked about hamburgers? She wanted to boycott them, and they threw her out of country music. She was before her time, and it was bad also. K.D. Lang.
Oh, yeah.
She was pretty horrible. And Lyle, that was pretty awful, too.
Well, now, she looked like she ate more than one hamburger.
No, she was about yay big around. You're thinking of somebody else.
I'm thinking
she was pencil ugly, as in she needed cornbread. She needed some cornbread. There's just folks that you want to take home and say, give them some butter beans, fatten them up a little bit. But she was doing country music and going to rodeos, going, don't eat beef.
At a rodeo? I'm surprised somebody didn't lasso her.
It didn't work out for her. We thought we'd update you on all that good stuff there. We'll be right back as this morning travels along with Scotty Ray Report. Looking for a great place to eat? Well, come explore the great flavors of the French Quarter in downtown Enterprise. Whether you're in the mood for a romantic night out, a family dinner, or a cozy atmosphere with great service that make dining with the French Quarter an unforgettable experience. Drop by today and taste our delicious dishes. Come explore the flavors of the French Quarter. 120 West Bridge Street, downtown Enterprise. Call 601-659-0500, the French Quarter. The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group.
Mow, dig, haul, trench. The reliable Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor is highly capable. A smooth hydrostatic transmission makes for easy operation and versatile attachments that help you handle the job. The Kubota BX Series, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Talk to your Kubota dealer to schedule a demo.
Welcome back. This is a name that you know. When it comes to, you see all of these wrecks around town. We post a bunch of them. This guy right here will help you out. Chet's Paint and Body. You find him out in Center Hill taking care of business in the curve. Honesty, good people, no matter what's happened to your car. And they'll be honest about it. Can we fix it? Is it affordable to fix it? Or is it, better time to go get a new car? They'll be honest with you. Maybe you got a classic, something that you don't want to get rid of, that you like a whole lot. Nobody else in the family does. Well, they'll fix it too. Paint it, send it back to the house for you. They do a lot. They do insurance work. It's pretty easy there. They'll do all that paperwork, contact the insurance company for you. They've done it for me. They'll do it for you as well. And again, honesty, handshake. That's what it's all based on out there. Go by and visit Chet and his fine staff there. Folks been with him for years.
All you got, if you get in a wreck and you need him, tell the record driver to get your car, take it to Chet. He'll take it from there, work with the insurance company. You won't even have to do that. He'll get your car fixed. And when you get it back, you'll never know it was in a wreck.
737-2961 is the number to call on that. A few changes coming up in Meridian as the mayor has announced he has new help there. As we pull up the lead story here. There he is, the mayor. Larry Gill has put into Miss Wanda Boland. She's going to be helping out there as the town clerk. Glad for her, and we're glad that things are getting back to normal there in Meridian. It's kind of hard when you've got a position open to move forward. You have to have that person helping you.
Yes.
So
Especially a man that busy.
He is busy.
He doesn't just spend a couple hours at work and then go home. He works hard for Meridian.
We got a road closure. They're going to be replacing some pipe today that we wanted to bring this up here. This is going to be on Center Hill Martin Road. This is today. They'll have a portion of the road closed. 2 sections there. They'll have some routes around that as it's happening. Important to get those done before something worse happens with it. During the summer, it's usually better to do these type of things anywhere near school.
During that, so take Richard May and go around. You can make that little loop. So it's not going to be real bad, but you will have to make a couple of turns.
I meant to bring this up yesterday when you weren't here. Y'all were out training. Y'all got a little group there that likes to go swimming. Do y'all do it synchronizing?
No, you don't use your arms. You just use your feet.
There you go. Training out at MCC. Big thank you to them for letting y'all come out and train there.
Man, I
never know when you'll need this service.
And we do that. We've got to practice our skills on what we're doing in water that you can see. And when we get comfortable with what we're doing with water we can't see, then we take that training to water that you can't see in, and it's all feel. So big thank you to MCC for allowing us to use their pool, and it's a huge compliment for our team to have them on our side.
North of here is a little town called Aberdeen, Mississippi.
Yeah.
Flags are flying half-staff today as they remember their fire chief. He passed away on Monday of this week. He had cancer. The town is mourning his death. We continue that support for the family in those situations. Tough there, but fire chief passed away there. Tupelo, I saw this I don't know how you would ever really, because it becomes private, but they're trying to pass a little town ordinance to where you can't put cars up for sale in parking lots around town.
Well, if the owner of the parking lot doesn't have a problem with it, it ought not be anybody's business. I don't park no hoopty out there.
Yeah, I know it's it, but if the owner says it's okay, but they're trying to pass an ordinance where you just can't do that. I don't know whether they're getting heat from car dealers going, Well, I wonder if that could be it.
You know, what do you think?
So,
yeah. So, I'm just, don't overstep your boundary.
Oxford, Mississippi, and this, when I read the headline, I go into this thinking, well, there's probably other things. Meridian, Mississippi, let's just face it there. We had some issues with the Postal Service here. Money was disappearing from post office boxes. We all know that. There was a lot of business owners that got ripped off. There was a scam going on.
Yes.
Did we ever hear the end of it? No, I did not. The U.S. Postal Service has not released a lot of information on this. But within it, there were people that were taking checks, going and cashing them. There was businesses that lost up to $1 million. Missing. Now, I don't know what's been going on. It's like you mail a letter. I got back 3 weeks ago a Christmas card that I mailed. Got it back in the mail 3 weeks ago.
I've done that. I've sent mail and never had a problem, and I know their address. And I send them another piece, and it comes back undeliverable, no address. Don't tell me there ain't no address. I know the address. Or either I'll get my neighbor's mail, my neighbors will get my mail, or mailboxes are clearly marked. You know, there used to be people who were dedicated to the mail service.
Same person down the route.
Yeah. You had to go through a list of folks and really be up to par to get this done. Now, I don't know. Hey, you got a car? Yeah. Can you drive? Yeah. Here, take these. Because it's not that hard.
This headline that ties around this is a postal employee, but it shows just how, in one sense, Odie, that, well, America can't be trusted anymore. And we go back to that COVID money. Do y'all remember what I'm talking about? These companies that got money?
Yeah.
They have made a postal employee ordered to pay back $80,000, turned in some fake paperwork, and I'm sure that there'll be some
repercussions.
Yes, sir. But $80,000, and that's mild compared. Some of these folks bought boats, airplanes, exotic trips, and everything else with taxpayer money.
And
now,
some people lost their companies.
They sure did.
I mean, that is...
It's wrong.
It's fraudulent.
It is, and a few of them have been called.
Wait a minute. Is that theft?
That's what I'd call it. No matter how you slice it, that's what it is. When you supply false information like that, it's bad. Charles says, Enterprise mail carrier is wonderful. Salute. We appreciate that.
I wish I could say that.
A lot of things there. Getting ready for the state fair in Jackson, Mississippi. That'll be coming up before long there. Let me see. There was a couple of other things that happened nationwide that I wanted to bring up.
Somebody asked, did you find out who they found deceased in Waynesboro?
I have not gotten deep into that yet.
So here recently, like yesterday?
Yes, yeah. This week, there's something going on there.
Okay.
So we'll get into that. Quietly across the nation, Colorado, Georgia, 3 Walmarts have disappeared. Why? They showed up with padlock and closed the door. Just wasn't cost efficient anymore.
Well, maybe some mom and pop stores will come back, and more people can have a job, and more money can stay right here, local in your area. So
a lot of this had to do with shoplifting, I'm sure.
Probably so.
Man, y'all just don't know. There's a lot that I would have to have a dedicated person. All they did that worked for me that worked on theft. And what I mean shoplifting. It is all day, every day, all day. When you see those police cars parked in front of Walmart in that little X'd area, they got somebody. But that doesn't count the times that they're not quick enough to catch them and they get away. It is every day, all day.
You mean like when they put a big TV in a little car?
2 TVs.
Two TVs.
Drive through town with the doors open. And they're not called.
I'm sorry.
We need an AI picture for that, don't we?
We'll get right on that. Julia said we should bring up ding, 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 ding. Headline news.
What is it?
Scotty Ray is using AI.
It's pretty interesting. Every now and then you get a good picture there.
At least you changed it to AI from Al.
Well, I glanced at it and I thought it said Al. I thought Al was doing it. You know, like, what was it? Leap
of faith? I mean,
where you jump from
quantum leap.
Quantum leap, yeah. At least you knew what I was talking about there. Odie's on it this morning. Let's see here. We look to, what state is this that we're pulling out? Iowa. We'll see what happens in November, but at this moment they say Trump is leading by 18 points in the state. I don't know. I'm not sure it'll ever happen. We'll wait and see.
Oh, man.
Scotty Ray and Odie, we got more coming up. Summertime has arrived, and Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 has the exact lawnmower for your need. If you've got a big yard with acres and acres to mow, they have a mower for that. No matter the size yard you have, Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower that fits you and your budget. From 48-inch all the way up to 6 more. Plenty of these to choose from. Also, they carry a complete line of LS tractors. Come by for a test drive today. Financing available. Drop in today to Freeman Tractor, Highway 494, see coleslaw or buttermilk.
Just $41 a month for this new Brother embroidery machine. Buy it local and get instructions for life, service, financing, the lowest price guaranteed, and take it home today at the Sewing and Vacuum Center in Meridian and So Select in Flowood and Hattiesburg.
Rockhouse Gun and Pound, located at 5430 Highway 19 North, is ready for spring. From weed eaters to push and riding lawnmowers, and one of the largest selections you'll find in chainsaws, along with power tools and generators for backup power. Maybe you're in the market for a TV or maybe a guitar. And not to mention a large selection of diamond rings and Louis Vuitton purses. The Rock House Gun and Pawn even has a private lobby for your pawns for confidentiality. Visit them today, Highway 19 North, Rock House Gun and Pawn. Oh, we got to talk again. And somebody asked, what about gunfire last night? And there was some gunfire. Poplar Springs Drive and 40th Street, we had gunfire reported in that area and north of there also. No one hit, no one injured. As we pull up the map there, we've got that listed on the page if you want to go back and look at that. But right there at the red light is where that sound came from last night. And again, no one injured. I don't want anybody to think I'm saying that. But it did happen. It's like the tree that falls in the middle of the night. Just because you didn't find a shell casing don't mean that it didn't happen.
You got that right.
It's dark. You can't always find those little boogers.
Charles said that the reason that Trump is up 18 points is because they haven't talking to the dead yet.
Honestly, and there's a growing movement that they're urging Biden to replace Kamala. I don't think they will. Kamala Harris. Isn't that how you say it?
The
vice president.
I know you don't see her.
You don't see her much, but
whatever. Yeah. I've heard the name.
She laughs a lot. But
she really supports Bidenomics.
She does. I ask everybody I bump into, what do you think of the presidential election? What's going to happen? There's a lot of people that say that Trump will win. I have a few that say, I think Joe's going back in. But do you really think he can get there? That's the question. I don't have the answer to that. I really don't.
Straight up or
all the way. Do you think he will ever step foot in the White House as president again?
Yeah.
You do? Okay. Odie writes it down. I don't have an answer for that. And the reason I say that is, it is just like all the forces in the world after that man. Can he pass the finish line? We'll see. November is it.
It's going to take. Here's the thing. If you really care, then you need to go and pay attention to what goes on with the polls. Be part of the polls. Be part of your community. Go and, number one, I don't care who you vote for.
Just vote.
Vote. Golly, at the amount of people who lost their lives to give you the right to vote. Vote. But honestly, don't do anything wrong. And if we make sure that everyone who voted is counted and everyone who voted legally and ethically is voted,
it's a fair election.
It's what it is. It's a fair election. But then to come along and make thousands and thousands of illegal ballots and throw them in, I don't care who you are. If you go to the poll to vote, whether you do it by mail or whether you go to the poll or you do it absentee, you're not going to vote for just the president and leave everything else blank. It's not going to happen. You're going to vote for everybody else.
Let me ask this, and I don't have a picture of this. Have you seen fencing going up in Washington?
Really?
It would be right around where it's a little building called the Supreme Court. Sounds like someone might not like what's coming, and they're putting up fences. And what I'm getting at, they're going to make a decision. It may be this week. I'm uncertain of that, of whether or not these charges are going to be dropped against Trump. But they do probably expect some throwback either side. We don't know how or what the Supreme Court's going to rule on this, but it's coming, and they are putting up fencing. And I don't have that. Hey, remember when they had it around the Capitol not long ago?
Yep. Here's the thing. How about do it what just happened? Don't go raid anything. Don't go turn cars upside down. Don't go burn nothing. Don't go destroy anything. If it goes against Trump, like this last case did, what did everybody that supported Trump do? Send him money.
They did.
So if this goes against whatever their decision is, goes against you, send your candidate money.
But you can't destroy, because we've seen neighborhoods destroyed and they lose their grocery stores. And you got to remember, you're putting people out of jobs. End of the day, that's what happens.
But that's okay, because there's a whole side of the government that'll say, don't worry about it, we'll send you a check.
They do that. Can you sing that Brad Paisley song, that big hit that he had on TV?
You ought to know.
What's his name? The football player helped him out a lot there. Those commercials there. Peyton Manning.
I don't remember the song.
Nationwide.
Oh, it's on your side.
Well, maybe not, as we go to our next story. I didn't even know that you could insure this, Odie.
Yeah.
Have you got your pup insured?
I don't.
I don't either.
But they did.
But Nationwide is dropping thousands, I think it's 100,000 pet owners' policies. Getting rid of it. They're not going to insure dogs and cats anymore. And they attributed toward the rising cost of vet bills.
Then if they decide that they're going to, you brought people in and you took their money and now you're just going to do away with it because you don't want in it, you need to give every dime back. I'm just, you came up and you said, hey, I can make money. I can make money. Now you figured out that maybe it's not a good idea. Tough. You need to eat it.
They say they're blaming the cost of inflation and veterinary care. It's dentists are high, and I'll be honest about this. If you have dental insurance, it ain't really worth having. What do they pay? Maybe $1,000?
$1,000 a year.
One visit now is $1,000. It's not worth having. You're better to pay out of pocket and go on. Yeah. It's just, I tell you, things that happen there. Those are the headlines. Odie, we got to do some birthdays, and you seem to have
we got a list of these things.
This is what's coming up. We're going to give this away.
So yesterday, Caleb Rice had a birthday. Lucky Davidson's 57. William Klein, Meridian firefighter.
Oh.
Captain. William Klein, 52. Joe Hoadley, 67. Rita Weir, 70. Greg Chatham, 54.
54.
Dalton Garrett's having a birthday. Amy Booker's having a birthday. Janet Watts having a birthday. Josie Bearden's having a birthday. Maddox Neal, 17. Kason Ray, 3 years young. Richard Joyner turned 77. Lila Cohen is 11. Karina Foster Jones had a birthday yesterday, 56 years old. Joanne and Ken Vanderpool celebrating 5 years together. Bill Godwin had a birthday Monday that we missed. Billy Spears, 64, and Bailey Vargas is having a birthday today. So we've got them entered in. We're going to hit go. We got the wheel spinning. Billy Spears, 64 years young, today winner of the Scotty Ray Report Hyundai of Meridian coffee mug that you can get from Hyundai of Meridian, Highway 39 North, big gray building. Go in, see them, and test drive a vehicle. Look at what they got. I went by the other day, and there is a lot full.
Yeah, it is. It's not like that time where you passed by and there was one car and everybody was scrambling over, it's mine, it's mine.
They
got a choice
stuff to
now.
choose. That's right. Yeah. There's a choice. And go look at what they got and test drive something that you think.
Don't forget about the revival with Dr. Daniel Lanier next week, Central Baptist here in downtown Meridian. They'd love to have you as a guest come up. And speaking of that, Odie, we got to give away a good message here, don't we? What do you got?
We got to. So Psalms 107, 13, 14. Then they cry to the Lord in their trouble, and he saved them from their distress. He brought them out of darkness, the utter darkness, and broke away their chains. I tell you what happened last night, and the despair that we see going around our country can be fixed and be saved by the one and only Lord Jesus Christ. Invite him into your heart. He can help you in your trouble. He will take you out of darkness, all of us out of darkness, if we just trust in him and invite him into our soul. We appreciate y'all being with us on this hump day today.
It is.
We'll be back for your Thursday. Friday's coming. The weekend's on the way. Until then, we love you. We'll see you later. Have a great day.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.